Have you ever wondered what the differences between Grunge Fairycore, Whimsigoth, and Goblincore are? Well, let me tell you. And if you don't recognize me, hi, I'm Alexis. I make fashion-related content, vlogs, and other deep dive videos like this. And if you've seen any of my other videos before, you'll know that I have like an aesthetic deep dive series. And I'm not just promoting myself like this is going somewhere. And in those videos, I've discussed how there's two meanings of grunge now. The true authentic meaning being based around the subculture, and a more modernized version. And in that, I also discussed like the different elements that make up Fairycore, and how for the Grunge Fairycore aesthetic, it is taking on the modernized grunge look. And to summarize and recap, Grunge Fairycore has some like more grunge elements, ripped leggings, layers, a darker color palette. Darker color palette models after a forest, so browns, creams, greens, that all rhymed. And you see some more fairy elements like flowy dresses, flowy skirts, and Whimsigoth is more celestial. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And the color palette models after like the sky. So you'll see like deep purples, deep blues, some golds and some yellows that model after the stars. And like the Grunge Fairycore aesthetic, the Whimsigoth aesthetic does have some flowy pieces, but the fabrics are different, and you see a lot of velvet. And of course the picture that I sent to my phone doesn't have velvet in it, but take my word for it. But the Goblincore aesthetic is a little bit more fantasy to me, and a little bit more cutesy, where you'll have like graphic tees with like mushrooms on it, or fun beaded jewelry. Like this one has a butterfly, but I've also seen one with like a little mushroom bead. And Nora, this person, literally embodied Goblincore so well. They have a lot of really fun pieces, including like this little mushroom book necklace. And you can see they have like a little star embroidery on the sweater. And so the Goblincore aesthetic does kind of still mimic like the Grunge Fairycore aesthetic in terms of color palette. So you'll see deep greens and browns, but you'll also see some like rust colors. Even though you can see that in like the Whimsigoth aesthetic, it's a lot more vibrant. But I would say that the Goblincore aesthetic is just a lot more casual and a lot more fun, because there's a lot more like funsy pieces, and it's not mostly consisting of like flowy dresses and flowy skirts. Let me know what you think in the comments below.